When I first picked up a camera and toddled off into the landscape to take photographs, I was given the advice to set my aperture at f8 or f11. But the more I've got used to landscape photography over the years, I've realised that this might not necessarily be the best advice. In this video, I'm heading out for a walk, and my intention is to take the same photographs at 4 different aperture settings to see if you can tell the difference, and if so, which one you prefer. Along the way, I'll give you a little bit of background information about aperture and how we can set it, and see if we can come to some conclusions about what the best aperture setting is for landscape photography. Let's start off with the basics. Our aperture is the hole in the lens that lets the light in. It can be opened up to let more light in, or closed down to let less light in, making it a vital part of the exposure triangle alongside shutter speed and ISO. Aperture values are measured in what are known as f-stops or f-numbers. Basically, the higher the number, the smaller the hole, and the lower the number, the wider the hole. That's photography logic for you. To make this experiment as fair as possible, I'm just using the JPEG straight out of camera, using the landscape picture profile mode. The aperture ranges that I'm using are 2 stops apart, starting off with f2.8, moving on to f5.6, f11 and then f22, to give you a wide range of the aperture scale. And for the purposes of continuity, if you're thinking, hang on a minute, in this shot, Tom, you're wearing full-on coat and trouser gear, and in the last shot, you were wearing shorts and t-shirt and it looked far nicer, then that's because I'm doing this walk on a different day to when I filmed the talky bits. Our aperture setting also has a strong bearing on our depth of field, i.e. how much of our photograph's frame appears in sharp focus. The wider your aperture, the shallower your depth of field will appear, so less of it will be in focus. The narrower the aperture, the more in focus things will be from foreground right through to background. I always like to find a nice bench, and it's probably good that we're sitting down at this point because things are going to get a little bit technical just for a moment, but I think it's really important that we cover this stuff. First of all, contrary to common belief, the narrower you set your aperture, the more likely things are going to get a little bit softer. Lenses tend to have optimum sharpness apertures, usually around f5.6 to f11. That means that if you go to f16 or f22, instead of seeing sharper photographs, because of what's known as diffraction, the light bending as it pops through that smaller hole, some of those light rays are going to interact with each other and create a bit of distortion, which makes our photographs look a little less sharp. Equally, at the wider end of the aperture spectrum, a similar thing can happen. Secondly, our aperture corresponds to the focal length of the lens that we're using. Indeed, the F in F number stands for focal length. I won't go too deeply into the mathematics in this video because A, it's not relevant, and B, it'd probably bamboozle me more than it bamboozles you. But what that leads me on to saying is that just like you would find out the full frame equivalent crop factor for a focal length if you're using an APS-C or micro four thirds sensor, you also have to do that for your corresponding aperture value. Again, I'm not going to go into the mathematics because there's plenty of free calculators out there online that you can use to work out the equivalent aperture for the kind of camera sensor that you're working with. You'll be pleased to know that that's the super duper technical bit over now. So let's look back at some of the photographs that I've taken on this walk today and see if we can tell the difference and work out which aperture is best for landscape photography.
So there are subtle differences between each of the examples, and you have to look closer at some photographs than others to recognise those differences. For example, I can see quite a shift between f22 and f2.8, but f5.6 and f11 look very similar indeed. These examples, where the wall is leading our eye through the photograph with the landscape providing context in the background, shows that a lot of our aperture choices depend on our intention for the photograph that we're making. Here I've focused on the wall, and you can tell that because at f2.8 the landscape in the background is out of focus, and at f22 everything pretty much across the photograph is sharp. Looking at the f22 photograph, my eye feels a little bit conflicted. Should it follow the line of the path, or should it look at the barn and the fields and the landscape in the background? Whereas at f2.8, my eye is drawn more to the textures on the wall and the lead of the path. Personally, with this photograph, I prefer f5.6 a little bit better, because there's a bit more balance, but the background is still slightly out of focus, giving the eye much more direction. Depth of field, as well as relying on aperture, also relies on how close we are to the thing that's immediately in front of us that we're photographing. So you can see in this example of the path leading through the trees, at wider apertures the fall off on focus is on the wall in the foreground, whereas in this example of the shot taken down the river from the bridge, because there's nothing immediately in front of us, then the difference between the aperture settings is much more difficult to tell apart. Another subtle difference that I often find is that although these photographs were all taken at the same exposure rates, wider apertures tend to give your photographs a slightly less contrasty, softer look, whereas narrower apertures give it a little bit more oomph. And again, it purely comes down to the effect that you want to achieve through your photograph, to which one of those you prefer. So I hope this video has proved to you that it's not necessarily a case of thinking, I'm doing landscape photography, so therefore this is the aperture I need to set. It's more, this is the photograph I'm taking. How can I best depict this using the best aperture choice available to me?
So next time you head out into the landscape with your camera, don't necessarily think that you should set your aperture at f8 or f11, because ultimately it comes down to what you're photographing and how you want to photograph it. I hope you found this video interesting. If you have, then please give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already done so. And if you want to take your technical learning further, make sure that you check out this playlist. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, but until then, it's bye from me for now.